that keeper keeps stealing.
What is up, guys?
If
It's
you
the
can knock the
PlayStation
flag
PG
keeper
and
down,
welcome to
you can bring
episode
the flag back.
27
Nice.
of Let's Play Spyro 2, Ripto's Reignited Rage. In the last episode, we fully completed Shady Oasis and Bolt Speedways for Autumn Plains. And now in this episode, we will be taking down Bob. Do something! And by do something, of course, I mean give back our flags. But this time, you can't get hit by him. So, the tactic I would suggest is that wait for him to throw out the bombs and just avoid his gaze for a while. Hide in an area where you know where you won't get hit. Wait for the bombs to go off, then keep chasing him. You may sometimes need to use the ninja roll in order to avoid his attacks, but sometimes you can just walk around. Just walk towards him. Wait, is that dancing music?
Great.
Isn't Padpon Creeper supposed to be with me right now? PC? You there? Hey! I thought you were going to do the commentary with what?
Ow.
Are you okay? I was just wondering if you wanted some coffee.
Still. Sure.
You.
Coffee. I like the way you made that.
Whoa, calm down. I was wondering what you were doing. No harm.
Dancing, just dancing. Kind of scared me there. I fell, but okay, I'm fine. Also, probably don't give Twitchy any coffee. He doesn't drink coffee, especially when he talks like this. Hi there, Twitchy called. Oh, and I am here. So, you ordered a photographer. Oh, I'm here right now. With the flash and everything. It's a black and white. I got a flash. Whoosh.
Okay then.
You ever thought about decaffeinated coffee? I don't drink coffee. And it's probably best that he doesn't. Because if you've seen Hoodwinked, you know what happens.
I want my coffee!
And then we get back to him with the cops, and he's like, and they have to freaking record him in the freaking tape recorder, and then slow down the footage, and then all of a sudden it sounds like this. The criminal you are looking for cannot be found at the bottom of the mountain. He resides at the top, in a cave lair where my companions are trying to detain him. Like, where does he get that voice from is the question. Either it's the effects of the slowdown, or I don't know, maybe it's the coffee.
And whatever you do not give Peanut coffee. Hey,
You won't
too much Starbucks. Coffee.
Red Bull and NyQuil, not a good combo.
Definitely not a good combo. Oh, hold on.
The only other combo joke I can actually think of would have to be from, well, Over the Hedge. You remember Hammy and his famous slow-mo scene?
Cookie jug. I love you, Cookie.
No, not that part. They remember near the climax, they decide to give him caffeine, and then he just goes so fast that the whole world just freezes. And he's just walking peacefully, walking by all the dangerous hazards. Goes to set up some things to harm the humans, of course. And then he sees Cookie, goes
Find a hole! Just
Oh,
giant
God.
cloud
No,
of
the
gas.
skunk, one of my two favorite characters. Fire in the hole!
I still can't believe they got away with that.
And then there's Heather, who is also my favorite. Surprisingly, Heather's voiced by Avril Lavigne. Surprised they actually got her to voice in this film at all.
And who is this Avril Lavigne? I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
some famous singer back in the day,
Huh.
around the early 2000s. She was a singer. I forget what she sang. I think she sang "The Best Damn Thing," as it's called.
But anyway.
I forget. I'd have to look her up again.
Great job, Agent
Alright.
Spyro.
But anyway, I now have the trophy for not getting hit by Bob. I know I had to play it a bit too safe here, but honestly, there are trophies in Overwatch that I have to play it safe in order to get, so this is nothing new to me. Besides, how often do you see people trying to get past Bob in the original PS1 without getting hit? I don't...
Also, I have to explain something from one of the previous episodes. The episode of SpongeBob that I was talking about that makes a reference to Squidward's suicide creepypasta. It's not the one you're thinking of. No. Not the one where he pulls up a birdcage. No, it's more of the one where they're in some kind of weird demented land. Squidward and SpongeBob are there together, some locker world, I guess. And then Squidward opens one of the lockers, sees his bedroom, and then all of a sudden, the Squidward suicide face from the creepypasta appears. Now, they censored this in Britain, though, however, and just showed a picture of Squidward going nuts from one of the previous episodes instead. Which I think kind of sucks, that Britain has to censor so much shit more than anyone else. Especially when they can go overboard with the censorship to the point where they're just being very insensitive towards characteristics, basically. And I'll tell you this, apparently I found out that the Unikitty show, when it's played in Britain, they cut out all parts with Angry Kitty in them.
What?
A part of Unikitty's personality, whenever she gets ticked off and breathes fire, they cut that out half the time. I wonder what they did with the episode where she basically separates her angry form and it's there the whole episode, basically. I wonder if they just banned that episode in Britain. I don't know. But this is kind of wrong and immoral. No, Unikitty should be allowed to express herself because, well, she needs to be able to get angry. Even the episode on the separation of Angry Kitty kind of shows this. That's basically, you don't show that you're upset, people will take you for granted.
Yeah, and I once read a fan-made fanfic series where the main character was balling up his anger for so long that it became a literal hell monster and almost destroyed everything. And plus...
That almost sounds exactly like the episode, actually, because she bottled up her anger, and her anger form was just getting more ticked off by the episode's minutes. And then finally, it just exploded into a giant Godzilla monster, basically, and started wrecking the city.
Wait, wait, minutes of the episode? Did they just break the fourth wall with the Angry Kitty not getting as much...
No, I'm just saying it went by with each minute, is what I'm saying. It got worse and worse and worse with each minute, until she finally exploded into a giant angry monster, and so Unikitty had to hunt down her angry self, of course.
Oh. Well, yeah, like... Yeah, this idea that the Brits have that Unikitty needs to be a one-dimensional, stereotypical, bubbly teenage girl is just not just stupid, but it's offensive, and it's just...
Oh, they let every other emotion of Unikitty through. Bored Kitty, Love Kitty, Happy Kitty, Sad Kitty, all the other ones, basically, they're allowed. But Angry Kitty is apparently not allowed. I hope they did not do this bull crap with the Lego movies, because that would have just sucked.
Oh. Well, that doesn't make the censorship of the angry scenes any less offensive.
Heck, they were very much... They're basically a big culprit of censorship, even back when the 80s cartoon of Ninja Turtles was around. Instead of calling it Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's called Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. Does not have such a ring to it, does it?
Well, I'll admit it does kind of sound cool, but let's be honest here. It's nowhere near as cool as the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It just has that ring to it.
Oh, and even weirder, the censorship when it comes to some of the weapons in one of the Ninja Turtle shows. Instead of Michelangelo having nunchucks, he has police batons, or as they're called, tonpas.
Well, I suppose they work just as well as nunchucks.
Yeah, but apparently nunchucks are too violent. Do I need to remind us of what happened in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze? The parental censorship that was the stupidest idea for such a movie?
I think ignorance is bliss for that.
What, the fact that we now know how to use ordinary household items like sausages and yo-yos as blunt household weapons?
Yeah, it's that stupid, but I'm sure everyone knows it at this point, so I think what I said about not bringing it up was probably pointless because everyone knows about it. Almost everyone.
Okay.
So, let me start off by
Also, that
saying...
song you probably heard me dancing to, hopefully you don't get any copyright notices from this, but it was the catchy song from the Lego Movie 2, the second part. You know, catchy song by T-Pain and that girl Lele and Dylan Francis.
The only song I know is Everything is Awesome!
Oh yeah, everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Come on, sing it with me. Everything is awesome when you're living a dream.
So anyway, I actually got a trophy for killing the extremely terrifying Draglets without recharging the super flight. I tried to do it before but failed, but I'm glad that horror is over. Now I just had to take care of the snowplowers or snowmobiles before the caveman in the parachutes and get a trophy for that. Now I just have to get the skill point by by going through all the obstacles within a certain time limit. In this case, it's 1 minute and 10 seconds. And yeah, I was hoping I would get the trophy and the skill point in one run, but that proved to be futile. And it does take me a while to get the skill point, so just bear with me, okay? Business, business, business. Numbers. Is this working?
Yes. God, I love Unikitty. She's like just the best character of the entire franchise.
Yeah, and I also love Batman's line of, they left a weird casting this doll, before that business line. And not to mention... Business, numbers. Is it working? Yes. Whee!
God, she's just too adorbs, okay?
I know.
I want Unikitty.
If only she was a real entity, but alas, she's not.
Oh, she would get to spend the cuddles all the time.
Maybe she could be in an alternate universe, but not in this one, unfortunately.
Of course. Sadly, reality sucks.
Hard. So, basically, if you recall from Icy Speedway, you basically have to fly through the gates, kill all the cavemen, Eskimo cavemen, and kill those figure skaters in 1 minute and 10 seconds. And I ended up failing to find one of the cavemen, the figure skaters. Because it took a while, and that kind of bummed me out, so I had to restart the stage. Funny, if I knew where that last figure skater was, I probably would have gotten it at that very moment, cutting out so much time. But alas, that didn't happen. Oh, also, one line I love from Batman in the Lego Movie. And next thing you know, there's going to be a huge boat that's gonna save us. My gosh! It's like right when he says that, a boat appears and saves them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sea cows, it's called. It's called a sea cow. That's what the name of the boat is.
oh right.
And apparently next thing is like, where are we gonna find a hyperdrive engine that's not like a fun decision, like I'm at oh my god, that's you shouldn't be the same thing, and then freaking you just get freaking out of nowhere this freaking Millennium Falcon.
Unbelievable. This
kid's imagination's the best.
Yeah, whoever came up with the idea for this Lego movie is a genius!
Yeah.
You know, I wonder what Spyro would like and the other characters would look like in Lego form.
Not sure actually. I think I tried to do something.
Maybe if there's a Lego set for Spyro, we could look it up to see what it would be like. Even if it was a Skylanders Lego set, I wouldn't necessarily mind. So, apparently these sea monsters look less like look something out of look like something out of the Muppet Show in the original PS1 game. I'm sure Kermit the Frog would get along with them quite nicely. Let's see what I did there?
Yeah.
Because sea serpents, frogs,
yeah.
amphibians.
Yeah.
And funny thing is, this might be a good time for me to talk about the origins of where Ripto got his name. For those who don't know, there's a Japanese version of Spyro the Dragon and Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage. Sadly, no Year of the Dragon. I feel sorry for them. But in the Japanese version, when you look at the Japanese characters for Spyro's name, whether it be in the title itself or if you even looked into something like Google Translate, it's kind of, the Japanese characters kind of spell Spyro's name like R-I-P-T-O. It's somewhat
It's actually pronounced Ripto, but it's technically, this is how they got the name for the villain in the sequel, Ripto's Rage. Or if you're British, Gateway to Glimmer.
Yeah, I still don't know why it was called Gateway to Glimmer in the PAL version. They should have called it Gateway to Avalar, because
it would make more sense.
It would be one thing if Glimmer was the name of a world as a whole, and Avalar was the name of the first stage you go to with all the gem cutters, but that's not the case. It would be like calling Spyro 3, I don't know, Gateway to, sorry, I kinda got lost there. I've never played.
New Year?
What?
Gateway to New Year?
I guess it would make more sense if the game came out on, say, December 31st, or even January 1st. But it's kind of about the context now for that one. So which
to the Forgotten Worlds.
I guess that could also work. So, funny thing is, Crash Bandicoot is getting an official 4th game called It's About Time. I'm sure.
That's the same subtitle as Plants vs. Zombies 2, It's About Time. Not to mention, technically speaking, Crash Bandicoot did already have a 4th game called Crash Bandicoot 4 The Wrath of Cortex. Probably it's kind of mixed ratings.
Exactly,
Then Crash Bandicoot
but
5 to insanity.
remember,
Its ratings again.
Sonic 4 was released long after Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So I feel like
Sonic 4 sucks, apparently,
it's
as far as I've heard.
well, don't believe them. It's actually much better than people make it out to be. Besides, since Sonic Mania is out now, can we just appreciate the games for what they are now and stop nagging about the negative and everything? Anyway, we're now in Gulp's lair, trying to ace him this time. And this time it took me about 15 minutes to beat him, to ace him. I still got hit a few times, but I decided to cut it to where I just beat him. Where I just aced him, as to not waste anyone's time, because we saw enough of this horrific monster as is in a few episodes ago. So, I guess the less time we spend looking at his ugly face, the better. Though, apparently I've heard from PC that we're gonna see far more terrifying monsters in Year of the Dragon.
Not so much far more terrified, unless you count the third boss. Dang, he's awesome. But if you want something that's horrendous in like a, oh my god, that burns my eyes kind of way, look at no further than Boss 2 in the Reignited Trilogy version of Year of the Dragon. What the hell did they do to him?
Well, I think it was always intended for that boss to be ugly. Like I said, I never played either version of Year of the Dragon yet, so I don't really know what he's talking about, but I'll take his word for it for now, I guess. I'll just have to see for myself. Then I'll make any adjustments. Also, real quick, sometimes there will be a weapon that will appear right as that will come out right as he's shooting the lasers. So in order to avoid his lasers, make sure to stop on occasion so that the lasers can dissipate. Don't do it. Just don't charge straight into the weapon. And remember, when you take damage, chickens will start coming out. And just like it can heal you, it can also heal him. So just don't let him get the chickens. In fact, not getting any chickens avoiding the chickens is another incentive to not take damage, to avoid the risk of healing. But if you already got the trophy from a previous fight, then you can kill as many chickens as you want to get as much health as you want. But it's not necessarily preferable for the skill point, because you literally can't take damage. So... Oh, also the reason why I felt like the second boss was always intended to be, in Year of the Dragon was always intended to be ugly, was because, well, look at Crush and Gulp. Well, Crush to a lesser extent, but, I mean, Gulp is, isn't exactly the top tier in Bash Instinct. Then again, neither was Nasty Nork. It was a pretty simple creature. But now that Spyro has dealt with them, he's no longer a threat to the Dragon Kingdom. Besides, he was always ugly. Thank God he did not hear me say that. Bye, Gulp. Bye, Ripto, for now. Yeah, that's kind of what bugs me. Why didn't they add an extra cutscene that shows Ripto like falling into water then emerging to see money bags, which would give him the chance to fight back? Oh well. In the next episode, we will be exploring the winter tundra.